In honor of GitHub Actions stealing all your minutes by not knowing how to sleep in Unix. And yes, if you haven't heard about that, people like the Primogen have covered this like crazy. They're a good source. Go check them out and they'll give you all the details on how that worked. But GitHub's been in the news for their actions bug recently. And the short of it is, it's a bug where they didn't know how to sleep in Unix, and sometimes there was a part that would wait, and sometimes it would go 1 second over the hard coded number that it was looking to wait for, and then just run forever. So I figured I'd share my super simple GitHub Action setup for my Node project. I use this for all my Node projects. It's really simple. It has a little bit of efficiency in it, and it's a good foundation for simple GitHub Actions. So let's just jump in and do a simple script for when you are ready to merge your code. My script runs every time I push code to the remote. So as soon as the code gets on the remote, the GitHub action kicks in. It runs a check for linting, building, and testing my code. And this file is really simple. There's 3 steps to it. All of them are the same except for the code at the end, or the line at the end, which runs the one of the 3 commands. So we'll just look at one of these, and then the other 2 are the same. Basically, we're telling GitHub on push, do this job. So the job here is, the first one is lint. And so, like I said, they're all the same, but we're going to lint, and we named it lint. We're going to run on Ubuntu. And of course, the first thing we have to do is run the GitHub action code that does things like clone your repo and sets up the Ubuntu environment for all your code base and whatever GitHub Actions is going to do inside there. The next step is setting up Node. So we are running a Node project, like I said. We need to know what Node version to run. So in our repository, we set up an nvmrc file, which has our Node version in it. So this gives us a couple things here now. By running nvmrc and then having something in your like zshrc file, whenever you cd into a directory for that project, it'll automatically switch to that Node version. Now you need a little bit of code added to your zshrc, but that's a different topic and you can find that. So we're sharing that file. We're sharing our nvmrc file with this GitHub action to where that's always in sync. So all I have to do, change the version in nvmrc for what Node version we're running, and not only does my shell now switch to that version, but now my runners do too, and I don't even have to think about it. You just change it in one spot. Everyone using your repo gets the benefit of it, including your runners. After that, this is our little bit of efficiency I was talking about. So we are caching our Node modules. So GitHub Actions and all these other services that have runners, they give you a little bit of memory to use, and in this case, we're using it for cache. So what we're doing is basically our Node modules isn't going to change every single time we push to the remote. So we're going to cache those Node modules and probably save, depending on your project, I don't know, a bit of time. In my case, we're saving about 20 seconds. That's important too. We'll get to that at the end. But basically, we're taking our file names, so the contents of our nvmrc and the contents of package lock JSON. If these change, this hash will have a different value. And then we'll know, hey, everything changed. We're going to rerun install, npm install, and we'll get new package JSON files updated. So this line of code basically is saying, hey, store our Node modules with this key inside the GitHub Actions memory. And if we match the key, then just pull the files down and we don't need to run npm install again. That logic for not running npm install again is here on this next line. So basically, if we didn't hit the cache, then we're going to run npm install and rebuild a cache for that. But if we did hit the cache, this line isn't going to run. And then finally, real simple, the command to actually do the job. So in this case, it's lint. The next one, like I said, I run build, and then in the last one, I run my tests. So all 3 of these are the same, and it's the same buildup. It's just the difference is the job at the end. And now that I'm saying this out loud, I'm wondering if I could just throw all these in some step and copy them. But anyway, why does that 20 seconds of build in my case matter? Well, the other thing that people are kind of upset about is GitHub Actions charge by the minute. So you can have a job that runs for 59 seconds or a job that runs for 1 second. You're gonna get charged the same. So my project was actually getting to the point to where these jobs were running for 59 seconds, and I was like, well, I'm about to tip over to like a minute 1 second, and going from 1 minute of usage to two is, for my small project, essentially doubling. And so I just updated this to speed things up. So we were going from 59-second builds to now we're going to 22 seconds. So quite impactful, and just some simple jobs to, keep sanity. Every small project should do things like this, so that way you know that you're not breaking things as you go and you're actually checking on every commit and every merge. It's really important. Also, I'm looking for an editor. I know the value of great editing. I'm looking to make more YouTube videos and start streaming. If you're an editor and you're looking for an opportunity and you want to grow and you thought I might have had a little bit of personality in this video, I would love to connect. My connections are in the video. You can reach out to me on Discord.